Well, good morning. It is August 16th, day 97 on the trail for me. It's about 7 in the morning, and I suppose I've been hiking for about 45 minutes. That was my first view of the day. It was a good one. All right, so pretty good night at Gravel Springs. It was relatively cool. I decided to stay in the shelter. The tent sites, the areas for that they had for the tent pads were flat, but they were kind of small. And even though I've got a one-person tent, it's got a pretty wide footprint. So the shelter was fine. Every once in a while I'd hear a squirrel up on the roof scampering across. Not too bad. The plan for today is about 17 and a half miles. It's going to take me to the bird nest. It's called Bird's Nest number 3 in Far Out. I don't know why the number 3 is there, but whatever. Maybe it's the third iteration of it. And get to stop at a wayside, which is a convenience store. This one has a grill as well, but the grill doesn't open until 10:30. I think I'll be getting there at around 9. So, all right, just see what they've got, grab a couple, maybe a snack or something. I don't know. My pack is still pretty heavy from all the snacks and stuff I've already got. So it's like, do I buy more or do I eat from my bag? All right, well, as always, if I see something interesting, I'll grab a picture or some video. But for now, here's what the trail looks like. This is known as the Hogback Overlook. I was on those ridges, on those hills overnight, and yesterday. This is Rattlesnake Point Overlook. All right, it's about 8:55, and I'm coming up on the Elk Wallow Wayside. So, that was absolutely ridiculous. I'm sitting there, I had finished my coffee in Danish. I'm, going through my stuff, trying to get rid of some garbage. And I run into Stephen Brindle. Now, if that name is familiar at all, you're either involved in scouting in Central Florida, or you watched my 5-day hike on the Florida Trail. Because I was on the Florida Trail back in March, just for a few days, and he was on the trail going in the other direction. And here I am, stopped at the wayside in Shenandoah National Park, and up walks Stephen Brindle. It's ridiculous. He hiked the trail a couple years ago. His trail name is Blueberry. And so I'm like, I look at him, I'm like, Stephen? Oh, that's crazy. I'm in shock, right? I just happened to stop there for, if I had, left a few minutes earlier, would have, it just happenstance, right? It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. But, yeah, so we talked a few minutes about, what I had done, how things were going, and I told him about my day on Katahdin, and he was giving me some advice on, if you stop, you stop at this one wayside, this one place here in the park, you got to get this dessert. So that was cool. It was good to see you again. I'm just, like I say, I'm in shock. Here in the middle of what seems like nowhere. And I know this is a very popular park, and there's lots of people going through here on a regular basis. But just the sheer coincidence of it all. I just happened to be there probably too long, and he just happened to show up with his son because they wanted to take this one short hike to see this one rock formation, and they were stopping at the wayside for some snacks. It's too much. All right, well, anyways, back to hiking. Yeah, I spent way too long there. I was there for about an hour. But that's okay. Today, I'm only doing 17 and a half today, not 18, so whatever. It'll be okay. Plenty of time. All right, well, so here's what the trail looks like. Just walked right by this dude. He didn't even move. I was definitely within striking distance. Fortunately, he seems to be calm. Another nice view here, down into the valley. Alright, so I made it to bird's nest number 3. Evidently, this was a day shelter, and they converted it into an overnight shelter. I don't know exactly what that means, but it's got an internal fireplace. It's pretty nice inside. There's a couple other people here. There's a group here from George Washington University. I don't know how many people, probably 4 or 5. And because 2 of them are here and 2 of them went for a day hike, a shorter hike, and haven't come back yet. It's like 6:40, and oh, not my problem. They'll get here eventually. So yeah, it was a pretty good day. Got some decent views. Got to stop at a wayside. Looks like there's another wayside early on tomorrow, and then like more of a restaurant kind of place towards the later in the day. So I don't know. I'll probably stop at the wayside again in the morning because I need a couple of things. I'm gonna need a couple more dinners, I think. But I'm also not exactly sure if I'm gonna do something at that second place. I'm gonna grab a dinner there and just maybe have a snack in the evening. I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. We'll see. But tomorrow is looking like another big day. I think it's on the order of 18 or 19 miles. But I've been able to do it. It's, the trail here isn't nearly as bad as, what I was seeing in New Hampshire and particularly in southern Maine. Northern Maine wasn't as bad. Going through the 100-mile wilderness, there were some big climbs in there, but then there was a lot of flat that, you could fly on. Well, except for when you had the roots. But this has been, gravelly, some rocks, but not too bad comparatively. So I've been able to do some bigger miles. And I'm hoping that's going to keep up for the next few days. I've got, 3.5 more days, 4.5 more days in the Shenandoahs. And then I don't know the town immediately after the Shenandoahs. I can't think of the name of it. I'm going to stop in there and stay for a night at a hostel, resupply, and then I don't know what the next segment is. I haven't looked that far ahead. I'll probably do that tonight and sort of figure out my strategy for the next few days after the Shenandoahs. Yeah, so it's going to be a cool night. It's got some rain coming in overnight, so I'm set up in the shelter because I just didn't want to deal with having it rain in the middle of the night. I mean, I can do it if I have to, but the shelter, there was room in there, so I just went ahead and grabbed a spot. It's just easier that way. All right, so I still can't believe that I saw Steve Brindle today. I'm just crazy, of all the places. So that was cool. Well, if you stuck through to the end, I appreciate it. And I'll see you again tomorrow on the trail.